what we do is we pull people out of their lives. Basically, lift their mind out, shake it off. You are not your past. That's events that have happened. But we get them to pull that, let it go, and just focus on what is it you want. But most people's goals are too small. Most people set small goals, or they set a goal that they think's really big, but it's really small, and they settle for much less.
Sue Thomas is joining us today from the gym's life coaching division, which has just launched, and you did your first Tuesday training where you get in front of the new franchisee group, which can be quite daunting with 100 new people there to speak with your offer. So we thought we'd get you on today to talk about some of the gym's offers you have available for franchisees and franchisors. So Sue, do you want to first talk about maybe the reason for putting this together and tell us a little bit about it?
Yes, it was. I was excited about talking in front of all those people. I've actually done it twice now. But look, I've been to training quite a few times, and I've seen the variety of people in the room. And there are so many people from different backgrounds, different countries, different nationalities, different experiences in their life. And they're all sitting there. It's quite an exciting place to be at the training. I've loved it every time I've gone. But the thing is, they're in a safe place there. It's a really safe place because everybody's excited about the same thing. But what happens, those people go home and they go home to their family or friends. They're not always as supportive as the people in the room or the franchisors, the other people in the gym's group. And, they can get a lot of negative feedback or negative comments, and it can really play with them. And it can actually change their decision if they're not quite decided or 100% on board. Because I talk to them and they're all excited, but a lot of them in there are still worrying whether it's going to work, whether they've got what it takes. They're doubting their abilities or they're doubting the system. But we know there's over 5,000 franchisees who are successful. Some are more successful than others. And we know it doesn't take rocket science to do that, because there's a lot of people who are well-educated who succeed, and there are a lot of people who aren't well-educated who succeed. And I've heard Jim say, I wish I knew what it takes to succeed in this business, because it would, help him a lot. But I know what it takes. And it's what's going on in here, because you can be enthused around people who are excited about what you're excited about. But when you leave that group and you go somewhere else and other people are not excited about what you're excited about, it can really play on your mind, and it can really talk you out of what you thought you wanted. I watch it all the time, and I've studied with the best. I've studied with the leader in human potential and success, and I've studied the mind and how we operate. Like, we're all different, we're all unique in our experiences, but our mind still operates the same.
So when you hear that sort of thing, you've sort of gone, all right, well, how can I help these people? So maybe do you want to talk about what's the offering that you've put together and what's actually maybe available to franchisees and franchisors regarding this?
Yeah, well, when I started to see that in the room, when I started to see the possibility of everybody leaving and going, wow, back to the real world, what that can have an effect on. And then I also saw that there's a lot of work that the franchisors have to put in to keep them in the place of being successful, of working in their business and being happy and just enjoying the whole process. So there's a lot of pressure on the franchisors that I started to see as well. So what I thought I'd do is help them be more successful, help them really get into the mindset of a successful business owner. So while I was making the programs for the gym's life coaching division, I thought I was facilitating one of the best programs in the world for changing mindset. So what I did is I converted it to gyms life coaching programs. And I thought, well, while I'm making them, let's make a smaller version, a 4-week version that would be really short and sharp, easy to do, doesn't take rocket science to do it, but it's going to be really powerful and impactful really quickly. So what I did is I took the best lessons out of the program. Well, they're all amazing. They're all the best, but I put 4 of them that are really powerful to get people's mindset on the job, in the right place, to pull them out of where they are and really get them focused and make it an affordable price. And maybe it's something that I thought, wow, this could go in a startup pack. Actually, it was one of the franchisors that gave me the idea. Could we put something like you've got in our startup pack? And I thought, wow, okay, let's do that. So this 4-week program is perfect for that. And it's simple. So what I did, the program itself is normally $880, but I've reduced it down to $660 for any new franchisee coming on board. And I thought, well, how can I make this better? And I thought, well, if any franchisor wants to put it in their starter pack, if they're prepared to say, hey, I see the benefit in this, because I will explain the benefits to it. If I see the benefits in this, I want to give them something as well. So I will give them a complimentary 4-week program so they can join in and see what it's about, see the step-by-step process. I mean, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. I put his book in the program, basically, the step-by-step system for success. Really having a goal that's brilliant, that's bigger than you, enormous, changing the mindset, changing habits that really set you up for a successful business. Really, what does a successful business person look like? And becoming that person, creating that image in your mind of how you want your business to be. And then creating that attitude, the rock-solid attitude that's unbreakable, unstoppable. So I wanted the franchisors to see what that was about too. So I would like to give them a complimentary program so that they can see all that and how it works and how much it's going to benefit them in the long run. Because their franchisees who do the program are going to have bigger and better goals that they're going to be excited to get out of bed for. They're going to have more belief in themselves. They're going to have more confidence, more conviction for their abilities. They're going to create better habits, and they're going to see themselves as that business owner, successful business owner with a great attitude. Because a lot of people come into the business and they're doubting themselves. They don't have the confidence. They may, just be struggling with life in general. And it's a really good way to pull them out of that, point them towards their future and really step into it confidently.
So I do think a lot of people have it always in them. And it's amazing because I interview a lot of people from, when they start and might talk to them in 5 years' time. I've seen massive transformations in people from when they come through training to when they go through gyms and the confidence that running a business provides them. So how do you go, someone's sitting in lecture theatre, they put the money down and there's a lot of fear and there's a lot of will this work, will this won't work. With your program, what are is it just changing patterns they've learnt that may be negative thought patterns, or how do you sort of change in the 4 weeks to help them improve their mindset?
Yeah, great question. Well, like I said, we Think and Grow Rich. If you've not read the book, go read it. Go read it a few times. It's got all the success system steps there. It's a plan for success. So we pull people out of their old thinking, because from birth we're programmed. And by loving people, they think they're protecting us by telling us, don't do that or do this. They think they know what we want in our lives, and we're basically programmed from birth. And sometimes we don't have great people to influence us. Most of the people who come into gyms are from working class families, or they've gone to university, and go to university, you'll get a job, but that's not the way to do it, because there's a lot of intelligent people who go to university and they're out of work, or even work hard, go get a job and work hard all your life and, retire and you'll be happy. Well, there's a lot of people who work hard all their life and they're sick and broke and they're unhappy. So that's not the way either. So what we do is we pull people out of their lives, basically lift their mind out, shake it off. You are not your past. That's events that have happened, but we get them to pull that, let it go, and just focus on what is it you want. But most people's goals are too small. Most people set small goals, or they set a goal that they think's really big, but it's really small, and they settle for much less. If you're setting smart goals, they're silly, because small, measurable, achievable, realistic, nobody's going to jump out of bed excited for that. Set a big goal. Whether you make it or not, that's another thing. But if you set that goal and you've got your mind thinking about, wow, what if I could make $200,000 in this business in a year? What if I could employ some people? Would that be exciting? It's not going to excite everybody, but some people are just coming out of work. I want to replace my income, $60,000 or $80,000. That's enough, but it's not really exciting them. But if they thought bigger, enormous, they could really get excited. And because I am working with a couple of franchisees at the moment. I've had a franchisor who reached out to me who saw the benefit in this program, and he's put it in his startup packs. And we're working together, and it's like, wow, now I'm thinking differently. This is what they're saying. I'm thinking differently now. Oh, and they were sleeping in really late. Well, what would you like to do? I'd love to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He said, I'm waking up, but I just don't get up. Well, let's change that. Forcing the habit, we've got to start up here in the mindset. when you start thinking, okay, well, what would that look like? What would you get done if you woke up or got up at 6 o'clock in the morning? Now he's thinking about getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Going to the gym and doing all these other things. I thought, well, isn't that a great place to find leads? Going to the gym, walking in a uniform. That's a whole nother world. So there's just such potential in people, but people are playing small and we get them to see bigger. We get them to see, and think bigger. And then we get them to look at those habits. Because like I was talking about, we are into week 2 of the program. He started to think bigger with his goals in week 1, and now we're in week 2. And he's really starting to look at some habits that he sees. He's actually owning them. Well, that's not going to get me to my goal. I need to change that one. And that's really, when they start to make the decision, because if you start telling them, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, they come up with those ideas themselves. If you allow them, to come up with them themselves, they're much more likely to do it and to step into that. But we meet once a week, but I give them a video to listen to each day. And they've got a workbook that I will work them through just to really open their mind up. I encourage them to just play with this. We're not serious. I mean, it's very serious. It's not rocket science, but it's simple. Anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. But it has a really positive, major impact on people and getting them off on the right foot with the right mindset. Because what is the difference between somebody who's successful and somebody who's not? Somebody who's doing really well and somebody who's not doing well. So what's going on in here? And they take themselves to bed. They wake up with themselves in the morning. They have lunch with themselves. They take themselves off to work. They worry about, because this guy was lying there in bed worrying about what was going to go wrong. He was thinking of all those things that could go wrong. And I said, well, what if it went right? He's like, yeah, I didn't think of that. And it's just shifting that. And it just makes their work so much easier. It makes things happen so much easier. I watch it all the time. I see it happen. And it blows my mind how powerful this is.
And I was going to say, so franchisors can include this in a startup pack. So if they want to do it with their new franchisees, there's a startup pack, obviously, to get in touch with you. And what about working with franchisors themselves? Are you starting to do that, or will that be a different program, or how would that work?
Yes, well, I am working with one of the franchisors at the moment. A few of them have seen me at training and have said, hey, Sue, can you do something for us? Can you put something in the starter pack, or can you work with my current franchisees? And it's all yes to that. But I am working with one of the franchisors in Perth, and he jumped on board. And yeah, he's in the 4-week program. We do have 3-month programs, and 6 months we have more. But I just wanted to put an introduction, a taste tester in there so that you could see how impactful it can be in a short time. Because it doesn't take 3 months. It doesn't take 6 months. It can happen overnight. Even one of the guys in training on Tuesday when I was there, because I give away a free or a complimentary Jim's life coaching session for success. And it's a week or just a one session, but he's got stuff to do for the week. I've messaged him and spoken to him, and he's so excited. He's like, wow, because he's ready to start his business, and he's just so excited to be doing this. He couldn't believe he won it. He really wants to start off on the right foot, and I can see how excited these people are. But something goes wrong or something else happens, it can really throw them. But with the right mindset, they just know, well, let's keep going. And I've got my goal. It's big. I'm pushing forward to that. I'm excited.
You can tell. No, it's great. Yeah, I think you're right. Everything is attitude. And I think, how to cultivate a good attitude after so many, if trauma or, all this sort of stuff, it's very hard sometimes for people to cultivate a positive mindset, even though they're extremely capable. And I meet a lot of people who are extremely capable, become franchisees, but just having self-esteem and confidence is a really, really important thing. And people, prioritize other things way over it. But I think it's, as you said, it's the internal attitude of people and, being able to be resilient and these sorts of things, which make all the difference. And that's the difference, as you said, between somebody successful and not, is mindset. And that's 100%.
Yeah, 100%, Joel. 100%. It's attitude and mindset. And that's week 4 is all about attitude. Like, I used to suffer anxiety and depression, and I know what it's like to be frozen and not be able to leave the house, not be able to get up and go and do something. I knew I was capable of doing it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it. And we help people get through that because it's all just thought.
Yeah.
We help them get into better thinking places and how to flick that switch really quickly. Lesson 2, week 2.
There we go.
And really believe in themselves, really build that belief in themselves, because we're all capable of more. We're all capable of better.
I think that's really important. I think you're right. Everyone's a lot more capable of what they can truly do. And the worst thing for a lot of people is, get to the end of their life and they, have regrets and they didn't do this or they didn't achieve their full potential if they just had a bit of did something different or live the life they want. It's quite a common thing. And you see when you read books from older people, they sort of say, that sort of stuff. So hopefully people can use your services and get that stuff out of them to achieve what they truly want. So what's the best way, Sue, for people to get into contact with you? So you can plug your direct details on here. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, my phone number, you can contact me on that, 0400 263 684, or call the call centre, or my email is sue.thomas@jimslifecoaching.com.au. I would love to have a flood of people coming through because I want to help thousands of people with this. So please reach out. I'm easy to talk to. Don't be fooled by me.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Reach out to Sue if you're interested in it as well. Franchisees, franchisors, reach out. Obviously, have a chat with Sue and see what it's all about. And obviously, Sue will go over the programs with you and get involved in your startup pack, because it is another extra level of support that we can provide new franchisees or even franchisors themselves if they're not where they want to be. Why not give it a crack?
Yeah. And please reach out, chat with me. I can explain it a bit further, answer any of your questions, and I can help with your current franchisees. For some of them who might be a bit flat at the moment, they've been in it for a while, and we can revamp them, re-enthuse them, and really get their business up and running. Why not double your business, triple it?
I will say for this, well, they do have regular meetings with franchisee groups. So I presume, you'd be able to jump on a meeting or something if they reached out as well, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've done that for some franchisors already.
Oh, cool.
I've been a guest speaker on their franchisee meeting that they do, those 8 that you have to do. So yeah, I've been on there and really got them thinking differently. Hopefully it's really helped. I've done a little worksheet that I give them to get them really thinking differently. So that's something I offer as well. And that's no cost for that one. It's just, I'm happy to help.
Good offer. So please, if you're listening to this or watching, please reach out to Sue directly and she'll be in touch straight away. It's a good little value add you can add to your meetings as well. So make sure, if you are interested, get Sue on board. Thank you very much, Sue, for your time, though. We appreciate catching up.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to the episode of the Gyms podcast. If you want to learn more about the Gyms Group, head to gyms.net or call us on 131 546 Australia or 0800 454 654 New Zealand. And if you did like the episode as well, please make sure you leave a review or a comment or a thumbs up or a comment on the video as well. We appreciate your support. And until next episode, we hope you have a great week.